Hey everyone, I'm Greg with Spotted Tongue Woodworking, and it has been a while. Life is business, and life and kids and everything are crazy, but we're back on the channel, and you know the shop is filled with projects, lots of things going on. I just wanted to share one thing that I'm working on for a wedding rental company. I'm making tables, and the theme of the tables is country French. I think that's kind of like the latest style, French colonial, where we're still kind of in the rustic farmhouse stage, but it's a little more elegant. And you can see I have these beautiful fluted turned legs. I got these from Home Depot. They are solid ash, so they have a little bit of graining to them because French oak is kind of along that theme of this French country look that we're going for. And today we are lime washing these legs to give them that bleached, rustic, but still elegant look. And it's a very simple process. Actually, it's really nice. They came with holes in them for mounting. So I have a little stand right there for these. And all we're gonna do is you take some white paint. It really doesn't matter what paint you use, if it's a water-based paint. So my choice is PPG. Right now, well, I just grabbed what I had in the corner. I had some PPG Breakthrough. I think that's a really great choice because it is a very quick drying paint. So that'll help along with the process of this. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some of that paint and you're gonna dilute it with water. How much paint to how much water is up to you. The more water you add, the lighter the whitewash is going to be. So more paint means more white, more water means less white. I don't know how else to say it. So I've been playing with my mixture, playing with my ratio until I found something I liked. And I have 24 of these legs. I'm making 6 tables, 24 legs for 4 legs for each table that I'm going to get to. And it's a couple step process where we're going to lime wash it, let that dry. I'm going to come back, I'm going to sand it. And then lime wash it again, and I'll kind of go through why. But it's really simple because all we're doing is you're just taking this like paint water mixture, and it might be better if I had like a paintbrush, but you're just gonna wipe it on. You're just gonna wipe it on, let it soak in, and wipe off what you don't. Basically, you made a white stain, but not quite a stain by using the paint. You probably could have used a stain, honestly. I don't know why you couldn't, but it just had the paint, and I guess the paint adds actually a little bit more of a finish than just doing a straight up stain. You might have been able to use something like Rubio Monocoat for this, but that's a really expensive way to do something that you could do so cheaply. So we're just going to wipe this lime wash paint. We're going to wipe it into all the nooks and the crannies and the grooves. And we're going to let it dry. And one thing that's going to happen if you are using a water-based paint is that it's going to raise the grain and it's going to feel fuzzy when it's dry. And that's why we're going to go back and we're going to sand it after this dries, to break down the fuzzies. And what that'll also do is if you just sand it, and you're not really going to be able to sand the nooks and the crannies, so the white will stay in all the nooks and the crannies, and you'll sand off a lot of the white on these exposed edges, giving it really that weathered look. So we're just going to do that, and then after sanding that off, we'll come back, lime wash it again to really accentuate these nooks and the crannies, and then to still give it the rest of it, everything you sanded off, to come back and give it a little more of that whitewashed look. So it's not really anything crazy, it's just, patience. This look will do better with an open grain wood like ash. If you were to do something like maple, is that the maple will turn white, but the maple has very closed grain. And that very closed grain will just be more of a solid white rather than a highlighted, rustic looking white. So that's why I went with ash for the legs. For the tops, we're probably going to end up with birch for the budget. So with birch is a little bit more of an open grain wood than maple. So I'll probably go over it with a stiff brush, a wire brush, to open up those grains to get this lime wash to really settle in the grains. Sand it off, go over it again, make sure the lime wash is in the grain, and make sure that effect really pops. But that's, you know, that's it. That is a lime wash. That's the first coat of lime wash on a leg. Like I said, we'll let them dry for about an hour. Come back, you know, I'll show that. We'll come back and we'll sand it and we'll go through that whole thing. All right, so we have all 24 of these legs have been coated. They've been rubbed down with the whitewash, the lime wash. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the sander and we're just going to sand the outside of it. We're going to sand down all the high spots. And what that's going to do is that's going to reveal the more golden grain, and it's going to give this whole thing that rustic age depth, where all the nooks and the crannies are going to be dirty, but the points that are high wear points, like all the outside edges, are going to be clean, just like if they had been used and abused over years and years of service. So again, we're going to stick the legs in my handy dandy leg holder. Sander I'm using the Festool RTS 400. That's the rectangle sander, using the Surf Prep sponge pads. I just started using these for my cabinet projects and for everything, and it makes sanding so much easier because the sandpaper conforms to the surface and it gets into little nooks and crannies a lot easier and really saves your fingers and your hands from a lot of that hand sanding, along with the fact that it is still vacuumed, so it's a lot cleaner as well. So here we're going to sand this down real quick. So I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but now all the outside details are now back closer to the original ash color, and then the insides are all still have that lime wash in them. And what's going to happen is we put the finish on there, that ash color is going to pop a little bit more and should end up, it's still a little bit more rustic looking than these chair pieces, but you know, definitely has the French country lime wash look to it. And that's what we're going to do. We'll do that for all 24 of these legs. We're going to do it for the tabletops, and hopefully everyone likes them. Greg with Spot On Woodworking, have a great day.